Hello everyone, my name's Bottletophornet and welcome back to another episode of Vault Hunters. Alright, after the short episode that was last one, I'm feeling much better and I'm managing okay and we're ready to jump into building ourselves a gold farm. I've gone ahead and gathered a bunch of materials. As you can see, I also have spent the last few of my remaining pog ores to make some pogs and turn them into some extra dangs. So we do have 2 level 2s and a couple of level 1s for when we finish this up and we want to go back into the vaults. But we're definitely going to have to get in there to start building up the supply of this stuff again. I just figured it was worth making it for this little project because carrying 5,000 to 6,000 magma blocks and a couple of thousand glass is a lot easier in one little block here than even something like an arena crate or a boss crate. So there's that. Let's head over into the nether. Because if we pop up here, I haven't actually increased the size of this area, but I have marked out how I'm going to do it. So if we pop up into the air a bit, you can see that the new one is going to be a lot bigger. And this central point here aligns itself on -293. So as you can see, I'll zoom in there during the edit. We're at 293 or -293, and that is perfectly in line with the crossroads in our nether fortress. So a little bit of fiddling around to make sure I could get the right size here. I could possibly even go a little bit smaller and continue to use that one. I'll see how I feel, but this central point is going to be where we build our gold farm. So directly above here, in the blankness of the nether sky, there is going to be a gold farm centered on this point. And that's the goal for this episode. Pop up top of there and build ourselves a nice little farm. So I've prepared most of the things that I think I'll need. I'm going to be making an Ilmango design that allows me to get the experience as well as the gold. But I'm going to edit it up a little bit using the modded materials and modded items that we have to be able to streamline things a bit and hopefully set up a really nice sorting and storage system that works for basically the rest of this series. Also, we have so much netherrack now. So I'm going to grab a little bit of that for some scaffolding and let's go get ourselves up to height. Alright, so this height here is where I want to start building. And I think it's going to look really cool when I open that area up below to be a similar size. The bedrock does make a really weird looking artifact when you move around, so if that looks a little bit weird, I apologize. We'll try and keep it a little bit more focused. But Y level 236 is actually where I'm going to place a piece of glass. In fact, no, I'm going to place an elevator block. And then we're just going to pop down here. Oh, let's try this. First try. I'm going to get rid of this entire scaffolded section and we can just put down another elevator block and that's going to allow us to go up and down nice and easily. Like so. So now I can switch this over to construction mode. I knew it was going to do that. And select ourselves some of this glass. And I'm just going to put some glass around the outside of this. Now, I'm not going to go through the whole process of building this gold farm with you guys. I think I'm just going to skip ahead because what I want to do with this episode is actually focus on the sorting system aspect of things. I want to see what we can do using Create and a few of the modded bits and pieces that are supplied with this pack. And so, I think we're going to quickly get this built up. Well, quickly for you guys. It's probably going to take me a fair few hours, but we'll get that out of the way. And then we'll pop in and start working on a sorting system, work on something that is going to get us all the gold that we need, as well as a really good supply. Oh, I've got my finger on the F button. I almost dashed away. A good supply of XP and all of that jazz. And this is going to be a wonderful farm to help us progress. So, give me a second to build this gigantic farm, wrangle up some zombified piglins, and get them in position, and hopefully come back to you guys with a functioning farm. And from there, we can work on setting up a sorting system and prettying it up a little bit. In this spot, we can even eventually set up a bartering farm as well. I think this is going to be really, really nice and really helpful for gathering a bunch of materials. So how about a little one of these? Here we go. We have ourselves a donut of death. So I spent the time following the tutorial. Not completely. I did do some of the stuff myself, but all of this ring around here is definitely following the tutorial. We have this section all built up, ready to bring these guys in. I managed to get my permanent angry boys over here in all of the four corners, so this should be ready to aggro them and bring them in. But before I fire it up for the first time, I want to set up a bit of a storage system. Now, I'm a little bit worried that if I remove that, this here is going to fall out from underneath. So, I'm wondering, can we push hoppers with a piston? Let's do a little bit of an experiment. Say that's there, for example. We can. So I'm thinking that what I will do is I will put something on that block, or this block, for example, and we will use a piston to push it into position so that that doesn't fall out. So that's good. Let's head back to our base and grab something special. Because if we head over here... Oh, I've got phantoms chasing me. Hold on. Quick, sleep, 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 sleep. Yeah. You're too slow. Nice. But if we head over to... Oh, goodness. So loud. Here, do I have... I could have sworn. Maybe it's in here? No. That's all right. We'll create some. No pun intended. I want to make myself some chutes. And it's just iron plates with the andesite alloy. Okay. A little bit of andesite alloy. And I'm sure I've got some iron plates somewhere. Where's all my stuff? Do I have it up in here? Or did I only craft what I needed? Alright. A little bit of crafting to do, but then we should be good to go. And yes, it was inside my toolbox, the iron sheets, but that's okay. I've got some extras now. We're good to go. So, first of all, let's make ourselves 4 of these. The beauty of these chutes is, unlike a hopper, they will pass items directly through. So I'm actually going to remove that temporarily. And I tell you what, using a dank to build, especially with bulk materials like this, is the best. Putting it into construction mode and just placing everything down from there, you don't have to worry about filling your inventory or anything like that. So definitely glad I made this dank first. It made this whole process infinitely faster. So what I plan to do now is something like this. I want to put that there, and we're going to grab one of these. Let me see whether I can just lock the position of that. And with a bit of luck... Perfect. Okay, good. That is one little terrifying thing out of the way. I was a little bit worried that we were going to drop that and I'd have to redo all of the bits and pieces up there. So, let's do the same thing for all of these. And in fact, I should be able to do one like that, do one like this, and do them both at the same time. Oh, very nice. Let me, okay, plan B. There we go. And that's all of it. Beautiful. Oh, not quite. There we go. So the beauty of that now is that everything that comes through this system, through the cart, into that cart, and so on, will drop directly down there. Now, there's one more thing that is very important. In fact, I think there's 2. One of them... I can't get up there. Hold on. Around the outside. One of them is in here. This trapdoor. I think I can do one on top of it, and I should still be in the right position. We'll have to check it once we get it fired up. But doing that means that I can put an elevator block just there, and I have a 2-block gap to go into, so I can actually teleport up. Previously, it was a little bit too low, and I was hitting my head, which meant that I couldn't go through. Another very, very convenient thing is ice acts like glass when it comes to elevator blocks. So that means that I can do blue ice directly underneath our main piece here. It'll actually be a little bit lower than that, but we can set up a blue ice highway for transporting items, and with a bit of luck, I can teleport through it. So that means that I can keep this centralized, keep my storage and everything centralized, and just come from an elevator all the way down there, all the way up to the top. It's going to be so convenient. It means that I don't have to worry about moving bits and pieces around to try and avoid my main thing up, or say I was using ladders, I would have to work my way around that. Whereas now I can just have blue ice and go straight through. Perfect. So, a couple of things we need to have a look at. One of them is bellows. Yeah. So we need some leather and some planks. That's pretty easy. We don't have it on us, but it's easy to get. Just a little bit of leather from here, and I'm sure I've got some something like that. Or like that. Perfect. So, with these bellows, this is something that you can use from supplementaries, which I believe, is from the furniture mod. So if you've unlocked the furniture mod, you can use this. Bellows, when a redstone signal is applied to them, will blow out air. My thinking is, yes, a constant redstone signal means that that's constantly just blowing. Now, if we, for example, have some, it's even moving me pretty decently. If we have some blue ice channels and we want to put down some items, it should blow them quite easily into different positions. So rather than having to make a redstone clock to push items back and forth, all we would need is a permanent permanent redstone signal on, and we can apply that, I believe, with one of these. So, for example, let's use these slabs as our filter here. We're going to put one there, and I'm going to put one just there. Put the filter in. And if I crouch and click on this with an empty hand, yeah. Look at that. Compact, really, really easy to set up all of them to the same channel. No redstone dust or anything. Just one of these directly underneath where they drop, and it'll start moving the items. We can move the items into the center and then move them forward along the blue ice into a storage system. I think this should work really, really simply, and it's going to be a super compact, super efficient setup for storing and gathering all the materials that we want from that gold farm. So, thankfully, when clearing out all of this ice over here, I believe, yep, I've got a few stacks of blue ice, as well as a heap of normal ice, which will eventually go into our system. But with that, grab all of this stuff and put that back, and I think we should be good to go. I might need to make a couple more of these redstone links just so that I have them available. I have these brass funnels here, which can either go downwards so that the items flow directly over the top, or they can go sideways into a container so that as items move past them on the block underneath, I think it should be able to automatically pick it up. So, we're going to see what we can do here. Let me prepare a few more items, and we'll put together, hopefully, the simplest storage solution I can come up with. I think it's going to be really cool. All right, give me a second, and then we'll be able to try it out. All right, back up at our little gold farm here. I'm going to make a couple more of these redstone links. Brass sheeting. I grabbed copper. Wait, copper, brass. All right. So, we've got some more redstone links here and a couple of spare brass sheets. The idea here is eventually this platform will go and we will only have to go up to that top section. Maybe. I'll see. I guess we're going to need a spot to access the storage down here as well. But we might have to move this down a little bit lower. The main thing is I want to be able to go straight through the blue ice here that is in our storage setup. So first things first, it's going to have to go one lower at least. We can pick up that and this thing here, and I should be able to make a cross in front of it all. Now, just going to quickly grab some blocks so that I can build out and around and all of that jazz. From here, I can encase this in glass. It's going to get very, very close and crammed together. Let me see if I can get underneath here. Perfect. Tuck myself around there. And I'm just going to quickly remove that central piece. Okay. From there, we're going to pop some bellows in this section. So, like that. See if I can get my way all the way around here. One there. And finally, one there. I can connect a redstone link onto the back of these, like so. In fact, this I can probably set myself up with a bit of a better system around the outside, like that. And this one I'm going to use the blue ice as our filter, because it is the redstone that is working over the blue ice. I feel like that's a good enough reason to use that in there. Now all we have to do is with an empty hand go around and put those onto the receiving mode by crouching and right clicking, and that's set up. Once I turn on a redstone signal on that frequency there, anywhere within 128 blocks, these will just start permanently blowing towards the center. Okay, now I need to lower this platform a little bit and give myself a bit more room, but I think what I also want to do is line it up so that if that direction is where our Wither Skeleton Farm will eventually go, or at least the Nether Fortress, I think I'm going to have my storage going out this direction. Cool. So for starters, storage. Okay, let me readjust some of this mess. So with this platform lowered a little bit and another one of these bellows in here, I should be able to hook that up like so. Put that in there like so, and turn that. Oh, I'll just have to check that it is set up correctly. Turn that onto receive mode, and in theory, when the redstone signal is on, it will blow everything to the center, drop it down, and then that will blow it all over this direction. Now, while I was doing that, I had a little bit of a thought, and we're going to try something out. Also, just to prove, I can go all the way to the top through my sorting system, which is amazing. But what I want to do is grab myself a couple of drawers. I will eventually set myself up with a platform underneath there that has a waystone, but I kind of want to get set up with renewable experience before I start spending 3 experience points to go in between dimensions. So I have some spruce drawers here. I'm just going to grab 2 for now. I know that eventually I'd be able to set up a compressing drawer, but that does cost pogs and I don't have the resources for it right now. So just some standard ones of these, and I need some gold. God, I'm running out of space. That can go back in the dank. Now, do I have a little bit of lava? Let's see if I've got some over here. No. But yes. Perfect. If what I have in mind works, this may be the simplest way to set up a storage, as long as you have create, for one of these I can possibly think of. Now, obviously, there's potentially better ones, but let's fill in that, come out over the back here, make it so that that is all blocked off, and then quickly just craft ourselves up. I wonder whether it'll work with the polished. Nope. What about with the cobbled? Once again, no. But a wall might work. Let's try it with a wall. I was thinking half wall or the vertical slab would work well, but I want the items to just slip across and drop down the face here. Then, what I can do is place a drawer there and a drawer there, and with a bit of luck, it will fall past those. Or maybe we have to... let's take that out of there just in case. Oh, did that go through? It did. From here, I can put a filter in there, and I can put a filter in there, and anything of those two that drop past will go in, and everything else will hopefully, God, I really hope this works, hopefully fall into some lava. Lava there. Just put that stuff in the way so that nothing falls out accidentally. Like so. We'll set up a temporary block here. Oh, not like that. To place that on like so. And now that should all be blowing in different directions. I think it's time to turn on our machine and see if it works. Oh, first I want to get keys. I want to get keys so that we can see the amount in there. This is all being set up so that the first time I run it will hopefully be the only thing I have to do, and it's just working perfectly. I really hope so. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, something like that. I should be able to put one in there and one in there. Okay. I'm a little bit nervous. I'm going to turn down my music volume or my, hostile creatures. We're going to come up here and we're going to shoot one of them. There's none on the bottom floor that I can reach. Let's see how we go. We should be able to see underneath the items start to move across, maybe? Oh no. Okay, the items aren't coming out of the hopper minecart. Interesting. Good to know. We're going to have to do one quick little bit of maintenance. Fly out of render distance so that these guys lose aggro. I think what I'm going to have to do is redo this, which means I'm going to have to redo all of the damn minecarts, but redo it so that instead of a hopper minecart inside of there, we have a hopper, because this will be able to pull items directly out of a hopper. Let's go down here. Oh, I'm getting blown. Help me. Yeah. Okay. Little bit of work to do. Give me a second, and then hopefully it's all working. Oh, this is precarious. Okay. One moment. Ooh. Okay. Almost ready to go. I just, I lost one of the chutes, so I am going to have to make, do I have the stuff for it? Please. Really sitting in the bare minimum amount of space to do all of this, but we'll craft a couple more of those, head up through the top there, and drop down to where I have access. And now I should be able to just put those there. Stuff will drop directly out like so, and now when I turn it on, it'll come down here, and as you can see, I've added a half wall, or a vertical slab, so to speak, over at the end of the ice, and I'm thinking it should allow the items to get pushed across here. This should have enough pushing distance. I think it goes over 4. I'm not quite sure. That's what we're about to test. And as it falls past, the hitbox of those should be just large enough. I don't know whether you guys can see those few lines there, but it does stick out right on the edge. I'm hoping that anything that passes here gets sucked up. So let's run another test. We'll come up the top. This time we do have access through here to hit them. And now let's see how we go. Now, I have this mod in my folder just for this purpose exactly, where I can go into spectator mode, but it still stays up at the top there, so they still see me up there, and we should be able to see whether or not this works. Oh! Yeah, I might want to turn on the bellows. So, we can see all that getting blown through there. Will it be enough? That gets sucked in. That gets blown over. You know what? I think it works. You can see the move when that gets picked up. I don't think they're attacking because I'm not up here. Here we go. Let's try this again. There we go. Now they're pouring in. And we should see a lot of stuff coming out here. That's better. Much better. Does this work? Does this just work? I'm going to sit here for 5 minutes and just see how this counts up. I'll see you in a second. And that is exactly 5 minutes. So, I haven't been picking up any XP, I don't think. Or very little. There we go. So I think I am going to have to maybe put that back down a little bit. I'm probably a little bit low. Or a little bit high, I should say. Which is a little unfortunate. It does mean that I will struggle to get up into here using the elevator blocks. But there might be enough room for me to drop that elevator block just by one and still be able to get up into here, which would be nice. But once I grabbed the few pieces that were just sitting there, I am up to level 75. So, we're going to drop down here real quick. Does look like things are going through. But are things getting caught? Maybe. Yeah, it looks like it's not managing to push all of that across. Okay. Interesting. Definitely does up there, but maybe it's too many for down here? I'm not quite sure. It may just be too many items for that alone. It does need a little bit, a little bit of work to perfect it, but the idea is there, and it is all quite compact. All aligned with the center, which is nice. And let's just jump up here real quick. There we go. Getting some XP. Let's grab this and... how am I going to get out of here? Okay. There we go. Now I should be able to lower that down a little bit, back down to the right height. It could also be because of the way that I have put this all, on top of hoppers. It's not quite working. Might have to try and do this again and realign them. We'll see. Just a little bit more work to get this running correctly, and then we should be good to go. Let me fiddle with it, experiment a little bit, and I'll come back and we should be able to do a little bit of a run through everything and how it's working. With a bit of luck, we have a fully functional gold farm. Yeah. Okay. At the end of the day, what I had to do was drop this whole section down by one and go with the original design of having a hopper minecart buried in a piece of glass. Doing that means that the glass is where the experience sits on and it should all flow through. So, with all of that done, all of this hooked back... Oh, not quite all of this hooked back up. Oh, goodness. Thank goodness I went and had a look at that. These. Whew. We would have just started voiding all of that materials. Okay. Into there and into there. Then that. Then we place back the glass. Now, turn that on. All of those should be pumping again. You guys have no idea how much troubleshooting I've done with this. Pop up onto our little trapdoor here. And shoot one. Now, you may notice by my levels, I died twice. Trying to get these guys all sorted and fixed up. A couple of times they burst out and I got absolutely swarmed. But this is a good way to see if the experience is coming through, which it looks like it is. Beautiful. There we go. Bit of XP coming through there. So now I should be able to go down into this We can see that the whole thing has been dropped down ever so slightly more. The bellows are pushing everything into the center, and then that middle bellow there is pushing it past this. Our little brass funnels here are picking up all of the drops that we want, and we have a successful gold farm. Finally. All in all, even though it was a bit difficult to work with, I'm really happy with this. I think using these wireless transmitters from Create on the back of here is fantastic. Works a treat, makes it so that there's no need to run wires or anything. We could just have it all running off the one filter on this singular block. The bellows work really well to move things across the blue ice without having to use pistons with, say, slime blocks on there. And those work really well for picking up everything without having to slide it past. We don't have to align the items on a track or anything like that, because these will just automatically pick the stuff up in front of it and put it into our system. So pretty quickly, that number is going to halt because we won't have enough space. I'm going to have to put some drawer upgrades on that. I think I might do that, grab a little bit more glass and do some decorating of this so that it looks a little bit cooler, and we'll call that a successful farm. Yeah! Look at that. Perfect. And now you get the idea of what it's going to look like down below as well. Once we open it all up down to the lava, I think this is going to look really, really cool. Nice. So, oh, give me some of that XP. Why are you not? Oh, it's dropping down onto there. That's fair. There's got to be a way. Let me see. Ah, damn. Worth a try. Decoration, and then we'll call this farm done. Yeah. And with that, and my volume turned right down, it's working really well. I've put a bit of a buffer in here so we can hold a little bit more than just that, 4 times 2,000, so that'll go up to 8,000, which for now is fine, and I can add more as I start to get more materials to work with. And I just did some really basic little decorating down here. Got ourselves a crafting bench. This is all nice and organized. Plenty of space here to move around if we decide to. And then for crafting, I can just do this like so. Turn around here. No, dear. Maybe I did this the wrong way. I have no room in my inventory for doing all the crafting, but I can just do this, turn that into that, do this, and turn that into that, and very quickly set myself up with a bunch of gold. So yeah, we got a little over 400. I haven't really spent a lot of time just sitting here actually working on stuff or letting it AFK. So I can AFK in between episodes, build up a decent supply of levels, and we're going to be able to use that supply of levels for enchanting our new gear to take us into the vaults. Once again, I've got danks and stuff set up now. I think we should be able to get back in there safely and without having to worry too much about re-gearing up in the future. We'll make sure that we put some afterlife on it. We'll make sure that we're ready to go and try and get ourselves back up and running and progressing again towards some more interesting mods. There are so many things I want to unlock. I want to get refined storage. I want to get mining gadgets, mechanism, Botania, even dark utilities and modular routers. So I'm going to work out the cost of all of that. It's going to be a long grind, but I'm excited to start moving forward again in this series and seeing what we can get done. So with that, I am going to say thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys are happy to have this back a little bit more regular. And I hope you're looking forward to the next episode where we go back into the vaults. I'd like to thank my Patreon supporters for your continued support. You guys are amazing. And I don't say this often, but if you guys do want to help me in continuing to make this series and make YouTube videos and content and stuff, I do have a Patreon that is linked in the description. Every little bit helps, but there is no pressure at all. I just appreciate it if you can, and if you feel like you want to help me in making this a permanent job. But with that being said, there is no pressure, and you guys can enjoy these episodes anyway. Does not matter. I hope you do enjoy them. If you did, leave a like for me. It really does help show YouTube that you're enjoying my content. And until the next episode, I hope you guys take care of yourself. Now I'm going to be very careful with my outro here, but until the next one, I'll see you later. Bye-bye, everyone.